Good morning, YouTube. It's your man George Page coming to you live on YouTube. Well, it's the second month into the new year. It won't be long for it, another year passed. But anyways, February is known as the month for two things. One is Valentine's Day. The holiday don't really mean anything to me, but the other thing is Black History Month. And the truth of the matter is, Black history shouldn't just be celebrated a month; it should be celebrated every year. Just remember how much that as a people we contributed to this country. Even though we're still trying to fight for the right to be recognized and to be known that we're a part of this country. It's just one of the things we have to do. Anyway, before you I have a bodybuilding legend, a former Miss Olympia, one Miss Carla Dunlap Khan. And Miss Khan has been around for many years. She's been in bodybuilding from the 70s up to the 90s, 3 decades. And as I said before, she is the first black woman to win Miss Olympia, and she's been like a legend for so long. She has been inspiration for a lot of female in the sport of bodybuilding, especially black women, especially women like Linda Murray, Iris Kyle, Margie V. Martin, Laura Craval. The list goes on and on. This woman has inspired to get into part of the sport. Now, let me give you some nonsense about Miss Carla. She was born in Newark, New Jersey, October the 22nd of 1954. Now, she's the oldest of two children. I think she had her and her mother and her sister. So and around the age of 10, she got into gymnastics. And later, when she got into another sport, swimming. Now, she did both speed and synchronized swimming. Speed swimming, she did like something like the butterfly or the backstrokes like that. And synchronized swimming was known for, it's ballet and water. They're still doing the Olympics now. You don't see it too much on like regular, networks, but most of the time it's like more of an Olympic competition, or sometimes they show it every once in a while. But it's just, it's kind of boring, but it's still exists as a sport. Now, later on, she attended Newark School of Fine Art and Industrial Art, Fine and Industrial Arts, and under a full scholarship, where she obtained her degree in advertising and design. Now, in '77, she won a gold in synchronized swimming at the Junior National Championships. And later on, the next year in '78, she won a bronze medal for the inaugural sports festival. Now, by 1978, she transitioned to bodybuilding by suggestion of her friend Steve Willenstrom. Now, Steve Willenstrom is a legend in bodybuilding. He's mostly known as a female bodybuilding historian. He used to publish a popular women's bodybuilding magazine back in the day called Women's Physique World, or WPW. And also himself was one time married to a female bodybuilder by the name of Lisa Lorino. Now, by Steve's suggestion, she got into her first show, which was the Best in the World Championship contest, where she took fifth place out of 45 contestants. And that's pretty good. But the next year, she really seriously got into her bodybuilding and competed in a few more shows as an amateur, when she finally made her pro debut around 82 at her first Miss Olympia. Now, after that, competed in several other. She competed in several other shows, such as she was part of a mixed pair championship team with Tony Pearson. Now, if you don't know who Tony Pearson is, he's a legend in mixed pairs bodybuilding. You know, Carla was his only partner. His first one of his most well-known partners was Juliet Bergman, a former Miss O herself, also. You know, After that, she competed in quite a few more shows until she retired in the '90s. Now, one of her biggest claims to fame was, a movie called Pumping Iron 2. The movie came out around in 84, 85, about 84, where it was a documentary about female bodybuilding. Now, it was basically a sequel to the original Pumping Iron, which starred Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lou Ferrigno, and it followed her and several other bodybuilders such as Rachel McLeish and Bev Francis were competing for this show called the Grand Prix Las Vegas, or better known as the Caesar World Cup. She also did another documentary called, Women of iron, along with another bodybuilder by the name of Deborah Diana. Now, after a few more years in bodybuilding, um, you know, Carla got into several jobs as a color commentator, for ESPN, NBC, and also Fox Sports. She often was there for like shows, like especially for bodybuilding shows, especially for the women's competitions, because being her background being a professional bodybuilder, she often gives better perspective of what looks and styles and and pose and all that. Now, in around 90 to 95, she was on an ESPN series called Body Shaping. Now, back in the day, ESPN used to show like you get up early in the morning, they had to work out shows like a lot or who else? I think there's a couple of guys who used to come out early in the morning. That's before ESPN became what it is now. But she was part of that show for 90 to 95, and then she met her husband, Philip Kaan, and they opened up their own business where they teach aerobics, personal training, even pole dancing and belly dancing by the name of Flex Fit. Now, by 1999, she was inducted into the IFB Hall of Fame along with legends like Corey Everson, Richard McLeish, Lee Haney, and Arnold. And then 10 years later, she was inducted in another Hall of Fame, the AOBS. In other words, the Association of Barbells and Strongmen. Now, even now today, Carla is still a figure in female bodybuilding and just in bodybuilding in general. It wasn't that long ago that she was at last year's Olympia weekend, along with several other former Miss Olympias, which they made an announcement that the female bodybuilding was coming back to the Olympia in 2020. And I think she's still a great figure in the sport, and just been representative for many years, and not just for bodybuilding, but just for general fitness. Now, her content history is pretty long. It's probably because she's been competing for almost 3 decades. Now, it's 74. Her first show was in 79, where she competed at the best in the world, and she took 5th place. Then she competed in 80 at the AAW, took 1st place for Miss America. Then took 2nd place at the Miss Atlantic, 1st place at the Eastern Cup, and 1st place at the Bodybuilding Expo Pro. Then 81, she competed at the World Games and took 4th place at heavyweight. Same year, she competed at the NPC US Championship, she took 7th place at heavyweight. NPC National, she took 1st place heavyweight and then won the overall. The Pro World Championship, which took 4th, and the Night Championship, which took 1st place. Then she competed at the Super Pro Bowl of Bodybuilding, which took 1st place. The AFWB American Championship, she took 1st and took the overall championship. The Swedish Grand Prix, which took 1st place, and the NPC US Championship, she took 2nd place at heavyweight. Then competed at the NPC Nationals, where she took 1st as a heavyweight and went overall, which gave her 1st as a pro card, where she competed her 1st Miss Olympia, which she took 2nd. Then in 83, she had a big showing winning the Miss Olympia, her 1st and only Miss Olympia in 1983. And then also winning that same year, the Caesar World Cup, aka the Grand Prix Las Vegas. Now she competed in 84 at the Pro World Cup and took 2nd, and took 4th at the Miss Olympia, which took 4th place to, who won that year was Corey Everson. She took 4th at Miss O in 85, 9th in 86, and 12th in 87. She competed in the Pro World Cup and took 10th place, and competed her last Miss O in 88, which she was scored at 10th, but because one of the competitors came positive for steroids, she was given 9th place. She took some time off, and came back in 83 and competed in her 1st and only Miss International, which took 13th place. Like I said, Miss Dunlap, is a beautiful lady. and she's still to this day, as I said before, representing the sport of bodybuilding, being a ambassador for women all around the world. And you have to admire her, for what she done, what she has done. I mean, she's just a legend, you know. Even I remember back there was a show called Superstars, which was kind of like, you remember there used to be a show called Battle of the Stars, and there's a series called Superstars ABC had many years ago, where athletes compete against each other, and she was one of the contestants picked for bodybuilding, represent bodybuilding on the show, and she competed against some people like FloJo and I think Carl not Carl Weathers, Carl God, I used to know his name. You know the Carl I'm talking about. It was just like a great show, and she placed seventh out of field of 11. That means she beat four other more athletic athletes. Borderline. Some probably a couple of Olympians in that show. And this is just a great. I mean, she's just a great woman. I mean, just amazing. And I mean, I'm just always going to be a admirer. So I have, like I said, she's the reason why I have such great love for black women in bodybuilding. She's represented herself well for many years, and even a woman in her age, she's still in great shape and condition. She puts some people my age to shame. But like I said, Carla's a great woman and a great ambassador to the sport, and I hope to see more of her in 2020. It's your man George Page. Like, subscribe. Don't like, subscribe. I'm out.